In 1922, deep in the forests of Bavaria, Germany, there was a farm called Hinterkaifeck. It was a lonely, isolated place, surrounded by dense woods and difficult to access, especially in the winter. The Gruber family lived there. Andreas, the father, Cecilia, his wife, their daughter Victoria, and her two young children, Cecilia and Josef. There was also a maid, Maria Baumgartner, who worked for the family. On the night of March 31st, 1922, something terrifying happened. The entire family, including the maid, was brutally murdered. They were struck with a pickaxe, one by one, as they slept. Andreas and Cecilia were the first to die, followed by their daughter Victoria and her children. Maria, the maid, was killed last. The details of the crime are chilling. The killer, or killers, didn't immediately leave the farm. In fact, it seemed like the killer had stayed in the house for several days after the murders. Neighbors grew concerned when they noticed they hadn't seen the family for days, so they went to check on them. When they arrived, they found the house in utter silence. What made the case even more baffling were the strange clues left behind. Footprints were found leading from the farm to a neighboring house, but the tracks abruptly stopped. It was as if the person who had left them vanished into thin air. Even more unsettling, the killer appeared to have stayed in the house after the murders. Food had been taken from the pantry, and the livestock was fed. It seemed like the killer had lived there for several days before disappearing. Neighbors had heard strange noises from the farm, but when they investigated, they found nothing. Smoke from the chimney could be seen, and someone was seen moving around in the attic, but when people went inside, they found no one. It was as if the house was alive with activity, yet eerily empty. The police began their investigation, but the case seemed to go nowhere. The family's valuables were left untouched, and there was no obvious motive for the murders. The authorities